Hi, this is Jim Siegel. I'm a State House reporter with the Columbus Dispatch. Let's say you're a firefighter. Let's say you're a firefighter who unfortunately contracts cancer, maybe while you're still on the job, maybe a few years later, as a growing number of firefighters do. In fact, they contract cancer more than the average population. Well, now let's say you want to show that cancer came from what you did on your job, from going into houses that were on fire, going into other places with hazardous material. Well, last year in December, and a law that just took effect 6 weeks ago, the state of Ohio basically said, if you're a firefighter and unless under certain circumstances, we're going to just assume that your cancer came from your job. And with that, you are now permitted to collect workers' compensation benefits. You are now in certain pension benefits. So it was basically a way to make sure firefighters could access those benefits easier without having to go through maybe some more of the red tape process of trying to prove that the cancer actually came from the job. Well, there's now a movement in the House among some Republicans to curtail that a bit. There's already a few exceptions in the law that basically says, if you smoke tobacco or if you've been retired for too long, you may not be able to get this automatic presumption. However, now there's an amendment that's been added to the Bureau of Workers' Compensation budget, which is currently under debate in the House. That would say that also if you are shown that you did not wear your equipment properly, you also cannot automatically receive presumption that you should have workers' compensation benefits because your cancer came from the job. Now, supporters say, look, we just want to make sure these firefighters are wearing the equipment they're given and that they're wearing it properly. They're not being careless with their health by running into situations without their masks or whatever equipment they may have at the time. But there is a definite divide, both on the committee, both in the Republican House caucus, about whether this is really necessary. Democrats are opposed to it. Firefighters are coming out strongly opposed to it. Basically saying that that this kind of an amendment doesn't take into the consideration how toxins are absorbed into the body, even if you wear all the equipment. Some folks say that this it can still be absorbed through the skin and in other ways, and so this is not necessarily going to be a preventative measure. Some are also noting that a number of fire departments don't have all the safety equipment that maybe one would recommend they have. So you don't want to make this some kind of a requirement on one end without also providing that all fire departments have the equipment necessary. So it's going to be an ongoing debate. It's going to go, we'll see what happens in the next week or two, whether this amendment stays in that bill. The bill also has to go through the Senate as well. The Senate has been much more supportive of this BWC presumption for firefighters than the House has been in the past. So stay tuned to the Dispatch and dispatch.com for the updates.